reached a milestone this year, her 50th year as a healthcare professional.
Oh my God!
She began that career as a critical care nurse. She did pioneering work in cardiac care before paramedics were using defibrillators and IVs in the field. And she continued to work as an ER nurse while she attended NCNM.
Right on.
Pamela fully embraced and exemplified the triad of holistic medicine, body, mind, and spirit. She's maintained her private practice in the Portland area since 1991. And in the mid to late 1990s, she served this profession as vice president and president of the OANP, and really helped to breathe new life into what was then a faltering organization. Dr. Jeanne has a well-deserved reputation as a proponent, practitioner, and teacher of the principles and practice of nature cure. She has taught nature cure at NCNM for 15 years, introducing hundreds of students to hydrotherapy and other techniques. And those students have recognized her as a valuable elder, inviting her to share her wisdom at the gathering and the revitalization retreat. One other particular interest of hers has been to explore the role of the feminine in medicine. She's lectured on the subject in numerous venues, and in 2012 published Healing Matters, Celebrating Women's Innate Healing Nature.
Thank you, Pamela.
Pamela, would you please come up and join the NCNM Hall of Fame?
Wow.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, wow. So I did write a few notes here to share with you. And I'm so grateful and honored to be here in front of you. I'm going to share a little writing from a lovely author that I share in my classes, and those of you who have done my classes have heard me read her writing, Haven Trevino. Returning to wholeness is the natural way. Allow, allow, allow. The choice is to love, is the mother of everything. There are no exceptions. And so tonight, I really feel you're honoring, what I want to say is that as you honor me, you also honor yourself. You honor yourself because you recognize what I stand for, what I've been talking about for all these years. And my career has been quite varied and quite fun, actually. I'm going to tell you a few little stories you might find kind of interesting. So I turned 18, was living in New Jersey, and 3 weeks after my 18th birthday, I found myself entering into a nursing program in New York City. Not just any nursing program, a nursing program in one of the nation's largest city hospitals, Bellevue, in New York City, the Lower East Side of Manhattan, serving populations that you had no idea, the poorest and the immigrant populations. And so I had no idea what I was getting myself into. You know, oh, I'm going to be a nurse, okay. But I was really awakened quite rudely by my introduction into this medical system. This is the bastion of healthcare, of Bellevue as a city hospital, and the hierarchical medicine of the military model that they had at the time and still do. But this was NYU, New York University, Columbia University, and Cornell, the three major East Coast medical schools who did their training at Bellevue. So I got to work with these folks. And so it was quite a ride, and saw and enjoyed the challenge of working with really very ill people in Bellevue. So my career blossomed after that, back in New Jersey in a pretty big hospital there, and immediately went into critical care. Not surprised, but I had the skills. They thought that I walked on water, so to speak, because I graduated from such a prestigious school, which was challenging to get through. But I love a challenge. That's kind of my nature. I love a challenge. And so I embraced critical care and worked and did some pioneering things, which Bill mentioned about in New York and New Jersey, pioneering a pre-paramedic program, and I went out with the intern and with a drug box and defibrillator, and we saved lives on people's living room floor. And so this was some of my experience, and then I gravitated to the emergency room and worked there for many years. But then, and I didn't really have the consciousness, of course, that I have today. I wish I had, but I didn't. But at 20 years in my career, I just said, wait, what am I doing? Why, this isn't what I really want to be doing. Even though I enjoyed the work, it was very satisfying to save lives. But there was one main ingredient that was missing. Can any of you guess what that was that I was feeling?
Changing chronic disease.
Changing chronic disease.
Yeah.
Actually, it was, the heart was missing. The heart was missing. We did really wonderful things. In science, I was well imbued with the science. I was a science nut, I believed anything outside of science was garbage. So I totally embraced science. But there was no heart. And that's what made me leave. I had to find the heart. And I knew there was something else. I didn't know what it was. And I wasn't in touch with my intuition, heavens knows, back then. Because, in that kind of medicine, you didn't. You just did the thing to do, the scientific thing to do. So I was reading a newspaper, Whole Life Times was the name of it. I actually remember it. And seeing the ad in the upper corner. Do you know what Life Times? Okay. In the corner of this magazine, and I was already experimenting with, alternative stuff. There's the ad for NCNM. And I was like, oh my God. And so I picked up the phone right away and called them, And
probably talked to Bill.
no, I talked to John Keatholz. Do you remember John? That's who I talked to. And he says, yeah, come on down. And I was living in Florida at the time. And this was in the spring of 1985.
Oh my God.
And I want to tell you, by September, I was here in Portland. I was that clear that this is where I was to go. And I didn't do any research. I came out to see the school, went to see Bastyr, but I just knew in my body and my soul where to go. So I sold all my furnishings, rented the house, and packed my 280Z, my silver 280Z. Drove across this blessed country and landed in Portland, Oregon, not knowing anyone. Started school, and I knew I found my home. I knew it. I knew that NCNM and the people who were working there, and Tori was one of my first hydrotherapy teachers. I taught many other things, and that wonderful school that it was over on Market Street. So it took years and years for me to really collate and coalesce all of these ideas that I now hold and what's important to me in the practice of medicine and being with people. And it still comes back to finding the heart or being with the heart. Because I really know from the work that I've been doing that without the heart in medicine, you don't have healing. You might have a cure, but you don't have healing. And that is because heart has to do with caring. It has to do with that feminine aspect that we all know about, but we treat it as if it isn't that important. It's about holding a hand. It's deeply listening, looking into our patient's eyes and really understanding why we're here with them, and that we really hear them and see them. And I really embrace the feminine. As you said in my book in 2012, it was really about understanding the importance of healing has to do with recognizing the feminine aspect of healing. The word healing actually means, anyone? Whole. It's a derivative of German, meaning Heil, which means whole. So our medicine is about bringing in the whole. Allopathic medicine doesn't have a clue about that at all. We have got the understanding of that. So that brings me to the next message that I want to leave with you. And it came to me really clear only a few weeks ago, when someone was asking me to review their literature. It was a supplement company from Australia. And it hit me the way it kept repeating alternative and complementary medicine. I want to say here really clearly that we, as a naturopathic profession, need to completely own that we are primary in healing. We are not complementary. We are not alternative. Drugs, chemotherapy, and surgery is alternative and complementary. We need to start right now owning who we are. We deliver primary good medicine, and everything else is secondary, complementary. Yes. Thank you. That is the heart of it all, the heart of medicine. And we all know, because of the events that have been happening around the world, that we're all deeply saddened by, we all know that the heart is also missing. And that we need to do the healing through our heart, not through guns and more violence. That doesn't solve anything. So, that's the future of our profession, of really staying in touch with our heart. And that not to forget that when you do a simple hydrotherapy or a poultice, or giving people advice about nutrition, it's about the heart, about how you care about them. People don't want to know what you do for them. People want to know that you care about them. That's where it happens. It's about caring. And when you care, you can help people change their lives by showing them what caring is about. And so that brings me to my last point, which is, how well do you care for yourself? How well do you care for yourself? I was in a business seminar this afternoon, and my business marketing coach, really got on our case about one thing. I mean, several things, but one thing she really drove home clearly. And we were writing for our 2016 calendars what we're going to be doing for our business. And she said, vacation. How many people have your vacations planned? How many people here have your vacations planned? All right, yes. And we have a very weird culture that we live in that doesn't believe vacations should be taken too long. But if you go to our European brothers and sisters, they take 4, 5, 6 weeks off.
6 weeks for nature props.
Yes, 6 weeks.
8 weeks.
Absolutely. So that's part of self-care. Whether you take 1 week at a time or 6 weeks at a time, is part of self-care. It's part of really valuing yourself. We cannot teach our patients how to be well unless you are well, and that you are loving yourself by doing the self-care that you need. And so, our last quote by Barbara Bram, she says, "To find and fulfill your purpose, you will be called to let go of where you are and go beyond. And that's what I invite us to do. Thank you.